Have you ever tried to consume beef tapa or tocino or kare-kare without rice? Damn near impossible, right? I'm going somewhere with this, trust me. We Filipinos are hooked on rice. It's in our blood. It has become a part of our identity. Rice is life. Much the same as SUVs, whether you're in Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, SUVs are everywhere. We Filipinos love our old school FJs, Patrols, and Pajeros, no doubt. But over the last 2 decades, we've favored more modern SUVs that have served both as status symbol and workhorses for individuals or families in all walks of life. Their progression has seen them become even more dependable, powerful, fuel efficient, and stunning really as time goes by. Sure, crossovers are making a big splash. I too am a huge fan and do consider them at times as a great alternative. But the ladder frame SUV, without them on our roads, it'd be like paella without rice. Anyone? The ageless and powerful Ford Everest. Toyota's king of sales, the Fortuner. Bloodline, rather oil line of the Pajero, the Mitsubishi Montero. Heritage from yore but youngest on the block, the Nissan Terra. A debatable name but undeniable brand recognition in the Philippines, the Isuzu MUX. As time drops the final plate on 2021, we look back on the Big Five and see who took us with the biggest all-around impression and is ready to take on 2022 with whatever new the competitors will bring to the table on our 2021 SUV Comparo from Behind the Desk. Hey, we got a sponsor! And now, a quick word from our sponsors. Look, car insurance may not be the sexiest thing out there, but with over 120,000 accidents in a year, and that's when my mom isn't on the road, car insurance is a must. I mean, think about it. Floods, earthquakes, volcanoes, camotes, drunk elephants, people asking, where's the beef? Where's the beef? You know, that's probably before your time. I've got a teenager who's about to get his license. Insurance? Oh, hell yes! Malayan Automaster Comprehensive Insurance has got you covered with their fully loaded insurance, which comes with all the insurance products you need. From third-party liability to injury and property damage, riots, strikes, civil commotion, and many more, including theft and acts of nature. It's even got 24-hour roadside assistance in the event you need a tow, minor roadside repair, or even if your car ends up in the drink. Oh, heaven forbid. Malayan Automaster has quite literally got you so covered with their fully loaded insurance, they'll even reimburse your alternative transportation while your car is being fixed, like Grab or Angkas. I mean, seriously, saan ka pa? Hop on over to the Malayan website or AutoDeal Insurance by clicking on the links below in the description.
Do you have any idea what insurance costs in a Ferrari mother?
Still a hell of a lot cheaper than buying a new one, that's for sure. Top spot in each category will take a maximum of 5 points, then 4 and so on. The categories are power, interior, tech and safety, ride, comfort, cargo space, and then price. And just like our pickup truck Comparo, which by the way, if you click on the link above, you can check out what we rated as the best pickup truck, the overall look, which played a very key role in deciding our winner, may do so again because we left it to you on our Facebook page. We begin with what's under the hood. While all the competitors carry a diesel power plant, fuel efficiency is kind of relative to where and how you drive. I mean, we can't expect the same figures from the roads of a sugar plantation in Bacolod versus the repetitive drive over the San Juanico Bridge. It doesn't really make sense. But they do all carry very torquey diesels. Now, senior of the 5 is the Ford Everest. It's got a 2-liter single turbo with 178 horses and 420 Nm of torque mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. But the one that we're interested in is the 2-liter bi-turbo with 210 horses and 500 Nm of torque. Toyota's nameplate only comes with either a 2.4 or a 2.8-liter diesel engine. The Fortuner we're eyeing for this Comparo is the larger 2.8-liter with a 6-speed automatic gearbox which packs 201 horses and 500 Nm of torque, markedly higher than before. The Montero Sport puts the power to the ground in a very linear fashion thanks to its 2.4 linear turbo diesel motor and an 8-speed automatic transmission that produces 179 horses and 430 Nm of torque. Having gone through updates in recent years, powering the Nissan Terra is a true and tested 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission. Updates or not, it still produces 187 horses and 450 Nm of torque. The most recent launch of the 5 sees the MUX or MUX on Blue Power range of engines. There is a 1.9-liter turbo diesel motor, but the range topper 3-liter engine mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission is what we're looking at. It's currently pushing out 187 horses and 450 Nm of torque. Seasoned as it may be, no one has ever seemed to topple the Everest from its summit at 210 horses and 500 Nm of torque. Not far behind is the Fortuner, with similar torque figures, just 9 horsepower less. However, we'll be giving the Everest and the Fortuner a tie. Well, because on the drive, the 2.8-liter of the Fortuner feels a lot stressed compared to the Everest, which hums with a very audible rasp, especially at load. Now, this may be due to the tiny displacement, but that shouldn't take away from too much from its stellar figures. Now, although identical, the Terra ekes out on the MUX because it's got an extra gear. Now, while the Montero picks up the remaining points in the power category. While the Ford Everest can be considered a veteran of the group, it does come with a cabin that has stood the test of time. It still carries with it a modern yet premium feel that is evident on the interior accents and the 8-inch Sync infotainment system that also comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also is important to note that the Everest also comes with a 230-volt wall socket, making it one of the 3 vehicles available with this feature in this competition. Stepping its game up is the Toyota Fortuner, with an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system along with the 360-degree camera. Like some of its rivals, the Fortuner also has a power tailgate and 2 additions that blindside the competition and previous Toyota buyers at the same time, which is wireless charging and cool air seats up front, something normally seen on more premium automobiles. The new Toyota Fortuner carries over the same cabin layout and dashboard design as its previous version. However, its recent update has given the vehicle a splash of color, and its interior as now comes with maroon accents for its limited model. The seating materials is still soft and comfort is still great with the Japanese SUV. Galaxy black accents can be found in a lot of its interior trim pieces as part of its update too. The cabin creates a familiar space, especially to pre-facelift owners, and everything is still easily within reach. For its recent refresh, Nissan Philippines has given the Terra a new dashboard design to match its exterior look. This gives the SUV a more modern and premium-looking interior, thanks to new leather accents that stretch across the dashboard for higher variant. Now, on top of this, the Terra also gains access to a new 9-inch infotainment screen or information display that also comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capabilities. As the MUX is a fairly recent model, it comes with all-new interior. Now, this is a far cry from its predecessor, which had a more utilitarian look and feel to it. This time around, its cabin comes with a more refined design that's fit for a king, along with a massive 10.1-inch infotainment system that dominates the center of the dashboard. Now, similar to its other rivals, it too comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also comes with a 220 socket, which gives it an advantage over the rest of its competitors. As this version of the Montero Sport is a facelift from its predecessor, it still carries over much of the same styling and design cues of its previous version. It still has a sharply dressed but supple interior that many have come to love and appreciate about the SUV. Now, in terms of technology, it is also fairly competitive as it comes with an 8-inch infotainment system that also supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a 220-volt socket. On design alone, the interior battle sees the MUX out on top. Trust us, if you sit in one of these, it's a night and day difference compared to the outgoing model. Following really close behind is the Nissan Terra, yet another ugly duckling turned into a swan. It also gets colors for this iteration, and it has some of the best looking trim pieces now, a far cry from before. The Fortuner is in the middle of the pack this time. It might have been just another update, but the inclusion of new upholstery and a few other features make it feel like a worthy upgrade over its predecessor. Then we go into what were the gold standards back in the past. The Ford Everest continues to be a quality car with quality interior, sporting a lot of soft touch materials as well as very livable cabin space. The Montero, meanwhile, well, it's a little dated and it's rather plain in comparison to the Everest. So as it stands, the tech and safety portion is a lot to unpack, especially since these SUVs are all jam-packed with feature upon feature, especially in the top-of-the-line variants. As such, we'll be awarding the Nissan Terra top honors for this round, thanks to its top-notch safety features and crash rating, as well as a full suite of tech features. Coming in hot on the heels of the leader is the Toyota Fortuner, now with even more tech and safety features than ever before. Like the two in the lead, it gets an around view monitor as well, and it has the full suite of active and passive safety features in the top-of-the-line model. However, the screen in this model isn't as vibrant nor as clear in the other rivals, and the 360 camera, well, it suffers a lot in the quality department. Against the Terra, it stacks up pretty well, but its execution leaves a little something to be desired. Right next to it in a tie finish is the Isuzu MU-X, which doesn't come with a blurry 360-degree camera because it only has a backup monitor. But that's fine, it still comes with adaptive cruise control and a 5-star ASEAN NCAP rating. The execution of its tech, well, the safety features are better than the Fortuners. That's why it finishes side by side with the Toyota. But it has a few more things that we believe should be standard, especially for a vehicle at this price point. So that leaves the Everest and the Montero Sport. The Everest was once at the peak, pun intended, of the midsize SUV tech and safety category, but other brands have gotten along with the times and picked apart its lead over the years, netting last place as the gauge cluster was retained from its previous iteration. So the Montero gets a solid second to the last finish, as the SUV did get a couple of substantial upgrades in the last facelift. Mitsubishi gave the Montero a new around view monitor along with an updated gauge cluster and an app that lets you control certain aspects of the vehicle from the comfort of your own mobile. The latest Everest has a new level of balance on-road and off-road capability, a trademark of the Ford brand. Its stylish design, innovative tech, and premium interior make it one of the brand's best sellers. The non-tumbling second row makes for a challenging third row ingress-egress though, and the heaving engine sound penetrates the cabin. But overall, the improved performance and beefy exterior make this a worthy choice. With a 225mm ground clearance and 800mm water wading capability, allowing it to tackle various terrains with ease, the Everest is perfect for our pothole and flood-prone thoroughfares. The reigning king of sales in the midsize SUV segment, the Toyota Fortuner, shows how an iconic nameplate can make a huge impact with regard to consumer trust. The new model has undergone an extensive refresh. Its infotainment comes standard with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as its bi-beam LED headlights. It also has better fuel efficiency and livelier torque delivery. It comes with a few cons though. The ride is not as refined in the lower trims, but you do get a boost in comfort for the limited models. Rear cargo is still compromised due to the rear seats folding over to the side, and passenger space is on the shorter end of the stick. Despite these, the Fortuner is still a force to be reckoned with. The Nissan Terra has been lauded for its handsome looks, refined ride, and advanced tech features that are more seamless compared to its previous iteration. The Terra stands as one of the better offerings in this segment, save for the interior, which could be a little uninspiring. But everything else ticks all the right boxes, and the good definitely outweighs the bad. Powerful diesel engine, 7 seats, and top-notch comfort that other SUVs would be jealous of. While the older version of the MU-X was known for its affordability and reliability, the newer version has gotten a tad bit more expensive. Needless to say, it's still as reliable as ever, as it still comes powered by either a fuel-efficient 1.9 or a larger 3-liter diesel engine. Even with the smaller engine, it still delivers the power needed for the battlefield that we call the streets of Metro Manila, but with better fuel economy, all with the same space and seating that the segment is known for. Ride comfort has noticeably improved compared to its predecessor. The steering feels a little heavy though, and the piano black accents and road noise isolation can be improved. Overall, the MU-X prides itself on its fuel economy, comfortable ride, and competitive price tag. Though comfort is about average, not bad, but not amazingly so. Always a strong contender in the Philippine auto market, the Mitsubishi Montero Sport is among the pioneers in the midsize SUV trend, and to this day, continues to maintain its popularity. Its high power output, low fuel consumption, and exhaust emissions, and easy-to-use infotainment system make it a delight to drive. I myself own one. It comes with a few quirks though, like the third row seats are a bit difficult to put up, the kick to open the tailgate feature works intermittently, and the reverse camera has a low resolution. Still, the Montero Sport remains a valued companion to many drivers for its clean-cut interior and driving dynamics. Now, we'll argue that the predominant use of these SUVs will be on paved roads, yet still, if we were to speak of pushing them through floods that leave Swiss cheese roads behind, the Terra's complement of zero-gravity seats and coils have really got you covered. That leaves the other models vying for second place, in which we will give the Fortuner, MUX, Everest, and Montero in their respective places. Now, it's really weird to see a Fortuner up there, but trust me, if we were only comparing the limited variant to the rest of the competition, it is way improved of its predecessor. Trust us. So, a bit more than midway through our 2021 SUV Comparo behind the desk, and the Terra so far tops the board. The Fortuner MUX are not far back and are in perfect striking distance, while the Everest and Montero trail with a bit of a climb to catch up. Cargo space is an integral part of any automobile, more so in robust vehicles that you rely on to carry not just passengers, obviously, but weighted items, like a mini refrigerator, a sack of rice, and a cooler of food enough for 9 people for a week, to oddly shaped items like a full-sized bicycle, a child's bicycle, a round centerpiece coffee table, and a Christmas tree. Yeah, that actually happened. So balikbayan boxes is one thing. Total amount of usable space, well, that's yet another. Truth be told, they carry almost the same amount of empty space when the third row is in play, roughly about 250 liters or so, enough to put a collapsed wheelchair or 2 carry-on suitcases standing in attention. When and how you utilize the trunk space when the third row is tucked away is where the difference lies. The Everest, because of the switches at the back which control a power folding row into a flat bed, gets top marks. The Terra gets silver thanks to again a flat bed and the ability to tumble the second row from the front cabin, which makes ingress and egress into the third row a breeze. Now, while cargo space of the MUX and Montero are quite similar, the MUX literally slides into third spot because unlike the Montero, it has a flat bed making loading heavier items that much easier. The Montero works on a few inches more of height because of a small load lip where you can find tools and a few other cubby holes. But in my case, it's a bit of a tip though. The Defiant, or unique Fortuner, depending on how you look at it, is the remaining of the big 5 that folds the third row to the side, which reveals a flat bed as well, but occupies valuable cargo space at its sides. I love math. I'm no good at it, kind of like golf, but I love it. Being an exact science, numbers don't lie. Either on ink and paper at the dealership or the colored pages of our website. These prices are dealer issued. Value, however, is very different. It's what the car brings to the table in this day and age for the money it commands. This is why we put the Nissan Terra above all at 2,354,000 Philippine pesos. Price is down the middle, but given its release, tech, and ride, the money you're spending goes well into the value you get in return. Our view sees the Fortuner in second with 2,440,000 Philippine pesos. Not the GRS nor the white option, and even as one of the most expensive, it also comes with great value. Awesome resale value, I might add, gives more than just a fighting chance to your hard-earned peso. The most recent MUX takes third as the most expensive at 2,450,000 Philippine pesos. Now third place because even while the Montero is 2,298,000 Philippine pesos and one of the most affordable, it has better interiors and tech, which lands the Montero down in fourth. The Everest, though the most affordable in the group, the most seasoned, as we pointed out, does fall below 2.3 million Philippine pesos, but we argue that for a bit more, you could get your hands on much newer models. But the thing though is, these prices aren't always set in stone. There are always promos happening up and down AutoDeal's vast dealer network all over the country, like in northern Mindanao, central Visayas, and the NCR. The trick is to watch our pages if and when these promos do come along. Act quickly, because some deals fly faster than palay on the side of the road. Understanding that your opinions matter not only to us but the manufacturers as well, we made sure you were all part of the voting process. This is why we took to social media and came to this category's conclusion. Are you ready? Because here we go. The majority of the votes belong to the Mitsubishi Montero with over 2,300 votes. Seemingly ageless to our followers is the Ford Everest, which takes second with over 1,800 votes. Third in our final category is the king of sales, the Toyota Fortuner. Nods to the Nissan Terra and the Isuzu MUX, which occupy the remaining spots respectively. Keto be damned, rice ain't going nowhere, withstanding the heat from the fire and outclassing the best of what's around. That was a lot. By our count, the Nissan Terra stands atop the podium, with much less controversy than the 2021 season of Formula One, I should say. There are indeed many foreseen updates and possible launches in 2022, but this moment belongs to the Terra. Congratulations to the Nissan Terra. Thanks to everyone, and I'm talking to you guys that helped make this happen with your voting on our social media. It was a great battle. We're looking for more battles to do in 2022. We hope you can join us then. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.